enthusiasm to chant the holy name. So give up such pity weakness. Get in the cold shower, chant your 16 rounds. Give up such petty weakness of heart and arise, Bhakti-Viksha group, and become serious and steady and devoted constantly, not giving in to the petty weakness of wanting to sleep till 10 and going to Bhakti-Viksha once a week, but my main focus is simply trying to enjoy in this material world, because there is no real pleasure in the material world. It's because it's temporary. And something that, because our nature is eternal, anything that is temporary is not going to satisfy us. Mm-hmm. Because our nature is eternal. So therefore, if we understand that, then our aspirations will change, and we'll get serious about spiritual life. But at the same time, do your duties, raise your kids, go do your work. You can have your, you can all have everything you have now, but maybe just do a little time management. And, so when the little kids are sleeping, you can finish your japa. Because it's true, chanting japa in the afternoons, evenings, it's hard. Mm-hmm. Everyone knows that. Yes, Mataji.
My question is, we are in the same journey chanting, like you have conquered that for us beginners. If in the morning, if I finish my rounds before my kids wake up and all, I feel so good. But if it is later, then as you said, it's like a fight all the day, completing 16 rounds, there's a fight going on. But mostly I try to finish my rounds in the morning before he wakes up. So somewhere I have developed a tendency to thinking like, okay, before he wake up, is my food is ready for him, or is my home is clean, then I can do peacefully my chanting. But if any of my house chore is not fully done, I keep thinking of it and I think, okay, no, first let me finish it, then I will sit. But then by the time it's over, time already been gone.
Yeah.
Then sometimes I pray to Krishna, today you just excuse me. I will not do that good, but yeah, I will try to finish somehow.
This is time management. Everyone has their different challenges in time management. You have your duties as a housewife. See, my wife has a sickness now, so I have to do a lot of housework myself. I make sure the house is clean. The kitchen, I have my duty. I take care of the muti sink. No, the suchi sink. All right, my wife takes care of the muti sink, all the plates, because we have two sinks. One is for your eating utensils and one's for your cooking. I take care of all the pots and all that, and I clean them and clean that area of the kitchen. I do that in the evening. When I get up in the morning, kitchen's clean. Yeah. So you just have to somehow or other.
So sometimes sometimes in a month we see, okay, 3 days we did good in the morning, we took bath and anything and very nice, and then 2 days are like in the afternoon we are fighting and all. So have you also gone through the similar experience that happiness comes if we are not that we have tested that morning thing also, and now we are in that phase also where we are not testing that. We are in afternoon or evening we are trying to complete it. So my question is, like, you are from very first day constant, or you also have gone through this, like some in the initial part it was
actually I guess considered to be I've been steady in early morning.
So it is possible. So
It is, but I've been like, this is very late for me. Tell you the truth.
Yeah.
The big austerity.
Yeah, it's an austerity now. I'm not used to this. And if everyone said, okay, let's think about, different timings. so that we can all get up, go to bed early, get up early, chant japa. That's what the real nectar is, in the early morning. You know, I know we're all enjoying now, but this is once a week. But if this is your regular routine where you have this type of, then you go to bed 11. It's like getting up at 8 or 7 or whatever. That's pretty late. The sun's already rising, and the modes of nature are moving from goodness to passion. And it's more of a challenge to chant your japa, and then the kids get up and there's all kinds of noise, and it gets confusing and distracting. Anyway, my purpose is to encourage. I don't want to discourage anybody, and if it's not practical, don't. But somehow or other, in your own individual lives, what can you do to really focus on the holy name, both individually and collectively? Because we need both.
Mm-hmm.
We need both. It's mandatory. Okay? Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhu, as a student of science and modern education, like a lot of people here, we read about evolution and Charles Darwin and how we evolved from primitive cells to apes and chimpanzees, eventually evolving to human beings. I have read and perhaps even seen some videos where Swami Prabhupada almost refuted this in some ways, because it could not explain the existence of very intelligent, highly evolved beings from thousands and millions, perhaps even longer time from years ago.
Yeah.
The counter argument from the scientific community that we hear is that if the quote-unquote theory of natural selection obviates the need of a creator,
yes.
So that's the reason why these religious leaders do not believe the evidence as a scientific community that we put forward. Is there a way to reconcile these two facts? Is there a way to say that there is a supreme creator, but at the same time evolution or creation also happened along the way? Or do they contradict each other?
Actually, evolution happens, but in a different way, according to the Vedas. Evolution, there's 8,400,000 species of life, and the soul, when he's in the human form of life, he has the opportunity to go up or down according to his actions and his desires. And if he chooses to act like an animal, just simply eat, sleep, mate, and defend, then he's showing Krishna that he's not interested in the human form of life. You don't want it, because the human form of life is designed for self-realization. So then what happens is the soul gets put into, according to your activities, the severity of your activities, to lower species of life. And then the soul gets born as an insect, in an insect body, and goes through all the insect bodies, and then into the bird bodies, and then into the mammal bodies, and then eventually back to the human life. So evolution is there, but it's for the souls passing through different bodies. Now this, and according to the Vedas, it's not that we're coming from apes, we're going to apes. We're heading in that direction of, degraded, less intelligent life. And previously it was more intelligent, longer living, and more brain power. It was, people were bigger, and the fruits were more tasty. In the material world, things degenerate. So as we pass through the ages, Satyayuga, Treta, Dwapara Yuga, Kali Yuga, the quality of life gets less, and the duration of life gets less, and the quality of life gets less. Just like in my life, we didn't experience, we all drink out of the faucet everywhere. We could drink water. I mean, and it's like, we used to go to Delhi. I remember back in the late 70s, I used to go to India. There was no air pollution. There was no crowd, traffic jams. Only the rich people had cars. And there was no middle class. So there wasn't crowded roads, and there wasn't air pollution, and Vrindavan was so nice. I mean, you go to Vrindavan and you go out on Parikram around Vrindavan, it's like it was all soft sand. And you never saw a car. It was only rickshaws and tangas pulled by horses. There wasn't cars. And you could go swim in the Jamuna, and it was clean water. We had it was, so things get worse in the material world. Things don't get better. And the science is, I don't hate to say it, because Prabhupada said the scientists, they're relying on their senses to come to their conclusions. And because their senses are imperfect, their conclusions are imperfect. You cannot see through that wall. You cannot, where are they getting their knowledge from? Their imperfect minds. So they're getting knowledge through their imperfect minds, so their knowledge is imperfect. And this whole Darwin theory is imperfect. It's not true. Prabhupada said it's evolution is there, but evolution through the different species of life, the spirit soul traveling through the different bodies. But a monkey does not turn into a human being. There's monkeys are there, and there's human beings. You don't see the monkeys turning into human beings. But if you want to act like a monkey, you can become a monkey in your next life. You act like a monkey, you become a monkey. You act like a pig, you can become a pig. You act like a tiger, you can become a tiger. So the science, modern day science, is it can be quite a distraction and a challenge for one who wants to, because it contradicts this Shastra, the scientific theories. And the theories in science are always changing. They say one thing is true one day, and then the next day or the next year another truth is there. Yes, we had it wrong then, but now we have it right. But Bhagavad-Gita, the truth of the Bhagavad-Gita is they don't change. They stay. They're constant. Because it's not from the mind. It's from God. Like that. So this Darwinism, this science, is mainly atheist community. They're mostly thinking that we are this body. This body is the self. But you can scientifically explain we're not the body. Just like our body is made of what? Cells, right? How long do the cells live?
3 weeks.
Some cells live a few seconds, the brain cells live like 8 years or something. So different cells in different parts of the body have different lifespans. So cells are dying and being replaced by new ones constantly. But the fact of the matter is whatever is here in this body today
It's not good.
was not here 7 years ago. Every single, none of it. The brain cells, the bone marrow, the skin, the tongue, the heart. It's not the same cells that are in the body now that was in the body 7 years ago. So it's like we're in a different body within this very lifetime. So that means we're not this body. Because if we were this body, then how is it that we're still here now and our body's completely changed? It doesn't make scientific sense. So if you have to talk science, if you want to talk science to the scientists. And, then we're not these bodies. First of all, get them to understand that. Okay. Yes, Mataji. Let's see what time it is. Okay. Not too bad. All right.
Sorry, Prabhuji, last question very quickly. So Prabhuji, like sometimes what I do if I am missed out to give dinner to my deities, means I forgot to do prasadam, or if I'm in some other like running late and it's time, so I just close my eyes and do the bhav. So sometimes it's some valid reason is there if I'm doing that, but sometimes I cheat also. Okay, I'm lazy or I forgot, so I just do it that way. So is it valid or this is the wrong practice?
Well, whatever the mind wanders due to its flickering and unsteady nature, one must certainly withdraw it and bring it back under the control of the self. That is natural. The mind is, chanchala. And so then you have to constantly catch it and bring it back.
I used to.
That's all. So that happens to everybody. But you just have to catch it and bring it back. Like that. Yes.
Prabhuji, are you aware of the situation in Bangladesh about the devotees?
Yeah.
If we only do kirtan and japa, how do you deal with such situations?
There's not a blade of grass moves without the will of the Supreme Lord. So there's some lesson that Krishna is teaching us. And the devotees in Bangladesh, they are going through trials and tribulations like anything. It's dangerous to live there right now. They're killing devotees. They've killed a couple of devotees.